As I said to Liz this afternoon, I said, you know, Liz, this is really a very modest bio, given the kind of work that Liz has done over the years. And you know, I've been here 5.5 years, and I could write a better bio than this, because she's done that much more than this in the 5.5 years I've known her. Anyway, let me get on with that. She was elected to the House of Representatives in 1998, representing the 11th Suffolk District. And the district includes parts of Jamaica Plain, Dorchester, Roxbury, and Rosendale. And I have to say, I've worked with Liz in those neighborhoods as well. So, Representative Malia has dedicated her tenure to constituent services and improving the quality of life for the residents in her district. By the way, that's the same mission as ESAC's. So interestingly, that she would be our first honoree. She's worked extensively on public safety issues. I can attest to that directly. Improving community relations with the police. I can attest to that directly. She's worked to promote independence and well-being of the elderly, and worked to ensure transparent and inclusive community development processes. I can also attest to those directly. In the legislature, she serves as chair of the Joint Committee on Mental Health and Substance Abuse. As chair, Representative Malia has led the efforts to improve access to mental health and substance abuse services, which we can attest to that, especially in the communities of color and language barriers. Recently, she was recognized by the Department of Public Health for her leadership in substance abuse and HIV treatment and prevention. We can attest to that. Representative Malia led legislative efforts against human trafficking and has championed such issues as marriage equality, quarry reform, foreclosure legislation, affordable housing, immigrants' rights, women's health issues, and many others. And we can attest to every one of those. Born in upstate New York, Liz Malia earned her Bachelor of Arts degree from Boston College and later attended the Women in Politics and Government program at UMass Boston. Liz works tirelessly to represent her constituents at the State House and in the local community. Whenever you approach Liz with a concern or issue, her first question is, how can I help? And I think we might have actually she might have actually said that to me even this afternoon. So I actually think that's why I had put that in there. So ESAC and I personally have worked with Liz on numerous issues, including Saving the Y in Eggleston, mental health issues affecting our community, public safety concerns, youth violence, alternative education, foreclosure prevention, elderly issues, redeveloping the Eggleston Square Peace Garden, along with other community members, and many other issues that impact our community. We work in partnership on all of the issues together. You can count on Liz to be there when she's needed. No question about that. This award is the first presented by ESAC in what we plan to be an annual event. Representative Malia's name was the first offered for consideration at our board meeting, and everyone agreed she should be the first awardee, and no one else's name was mentioned. That is a true honor. It is an honor and privilege to recognize Representative Malia as the 2013 ESAC Community Champion Award recipient. It is our way to express our gratitude for championing the community issues to help improve the quality of life for our constituents. Thank you, Liz. Unbelievable day to have this honor. We of course did not plan this, but the Supreme Court decision today on DOMA, it's just how fortuitous it was for us to be able, this woman has worked so tirelessly on that issue, how fortuitous it was that that decision was handed down today and it came down the way it did. So congratulations to all of us. especially to you, Liz. And Rita, I just want to introduce Liz's wife, who is here with her tonight. Congratulations. I'm turning the mic over to Liz, but I'll get the hook in 30 minutes.
Okay, good. That was the deal we had this afternoon when I talked to him. And I explained that I was absolutely going to be on time, and then unfortunately we weren't able to get out of session, and so I made him really nervous at the end, and he's doing a pretty good job for considering all that pressure. But I just want to thank everybody for being here, especially thank ESAC for this honor. It is an incredible honor, and you know, I will never be able to count all the issues that ESAC has taken the lead on in our communities, but especially in Eggleston Square, especially along the Jamaica Plain-Roxbury line. And when you think about the work that's been done with our CDCs in terms of preserving housing that would never have lasted and would not be accessible to folks on an affordable level, it's really amazing. JPNDC, Urban Edge, and some of the other CDCs, every once in a while I've been around long enough to see a few disagreements here and there, but let me tell you, this place that we're in today was one of the JPNDC's first successes, thank you to ESAC. You know, again, what they have done has been the incubator for an incredible amount of community building, community networking, whether it was the Eggleston High School that began to address needs of kids who lived in our communities who otherwise would not have gotten the attention and the training and the help that they got, or establishing other groups, Urban Edge, which, you know, again, the partnerships that have been established here, and you know, you've really kind of been the incubator and you've shared the wealth, and you know, a lot of groups and a lot of communities and other places that don't have this kind of leadership and this kind of consistency can't point to the kinds of successes that we have. But somebody an organization that came forward, worked with Eggleston back when we had a terrible problem with drugs and a terrible problem with youth violence in the early 90s. We had issues with gang violence, when we had issues around incredible needs for economic development after the elevator was taken down. You know, Eggleston was in pretty sad shape. Reached out to the Eggleston Square Library, the Y, St. Mary's of the Angels, which is another one of our rocks of inspiration, and has been a player all along. You know, I could go on for a long time and tell you about some of the other programs that ESAC is responsible for, but you know, Eggleston Square Main Streets. One of the things that I'm the most impressed by is the work of the GED Plus program. One of my colleagues, Marty Walsh, is here tonight, and I just want to point out that he's somebody at the State House who has really begun to address with me the incredible problems we're dealing with, and we see with our kids who are left behind, dropped out, left behind, ignored, overlooked, or, you know, for whatever reason, they haven't had the chance that other kids have. That GED Plus program, I was amazed. I thought it was just, you know, fairly small and in the Eggleston area. I've been amazed when I've gone around to some of the graduations to see the reach. They're up in another part of my district, up in Broke Hall. You know, they're accessible, they're real people, they do case management with kids who otherwise don't have a chance to get out and really finish. Just, you know, the example that you gave earlier was just amazing in terms of, you know, your experience with MCAS. An awful lot of kids a lot of young people have problems testing, and you need a little bit of extra help, and it's the kind of support that this program has brought that has really helped change our community. But the Elder Home Repair Program, I mean, these are not things that have high visibility in a lot of parts of the city, but you know, how many elders would not be able to stay in their home, would be in nursing homes, or would be and really underhoused in poor conditions. If it hadn't been for the work that was done by the Elder Home Repair Program. And ESAC's been doing that for years and years and years. And, you know, I just, again, my level of admiration for the work that you folks have done is boundless. And I want to really thank you. Your predecessors have been incredible people. You've had some unbelievable people work with you for the years. You know, we need to support ESAC. We need to make sure that this group gets pointed out at times to encourage other communities and say, look, you can do it. It's not going to be easy, but there are models. And I think, again, ESAC kept the hope alive for a number of generations now. And there's so much a part of our community and so necessary that again, I hope that, I wish you all the future success, and I just keep hoping that you continue to do the unbelievable amounts of work that you do now. Not that you will ever be able to get paid for it, but I learned, I mean, when the housing bubble burst and the foreclosure problem started, Virginia was the person who taught me what I needed to know. And I sometimes say, well, if it hadn't been Virginia, I probably would have gotten arrested for trying to blockade. But, you know, again, she's a teacher, but she works with people. And the staff, the other staff from ESAC, the JP, what's your annual fundraiser that you do now? Taste of JP. I don't remember hearing and seeing any communities doing those things before ESAC started doing that. Now everybody's picking up on it, and I think it's wonderful, because it's really a wonderful tool for each community to sort of share their riches. But, you know, Taste of JP became a signature, and it's helped us showcase some of our smaller businesses that might not have gotten showcased otherwise. And it's like homecoming every year if you go back there. So I hope I can come back many years to share in this event with you. Thank you again so much.
Thank you, Liz, and congratulations.
I wasn't 30 minutes, was it?
No, that was the briefest I think you ever spoke.